Last time, you were all on the station. The devastation from a nuclear mine that had set off against the two Tenebrous Guard ships is still below. You still see the wreckage churning in the sea of gas and minerals below. I believe that you all decided to call the Shepherds, which is the police force of the Pact Worlds.
Yeah, Thiveron's going to take care of that. He's going to call in the boys.
Oh, the stewards, yeah.
I did roll for that. One moment. They will be there in about 1.5 weeks.
I guess we're sitting here holding these guys for a week and a half.
Okay. I mean, what are you gonna say, Ash? I didn't mean to talk over
I was
you.
going to say, did you have anything you wish to do during over that week and a half?
Does this station have a facility for working? Like, does it have like a port that I can put our ship in and work on it and like repair it?
No, there's no heavy things like that. This is where weapons were essentially made.
It means we
I'm
could
gonna check
poke
out the
around in the
weapons
weapons lab.
Yes.
You may notice that a few more Tenebrous Guard people were brought onto the station by your comrades, as the ship that you did leave out down the southern hemisphere of the gas giant have been now brought onto this station to also be held.
Yeah, okay. Oh gosh, we're still dealing with all of these guys.
Okay. And then I want to check out the weapons lab and see if they have any schematics for any weapons that I haven't seen before.
Would you roll me perception as you're looking around?
Perception?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to check out the weapons lab and start copying out any like blueprints and stuff, anything that I might find useful. Or like take inventory, maybe. I'll go through the effort of copying out like the logs and everything like that in a format where I can just hand it to the police and they can just take it, like try to organize all the evidence and stuff in the weapons lab or like anything on the computers.
Yeah. So while you're doing that, does anybody else want to do anything to do with the ship that's out in the gas giant? Just so I know what's happening with it.
Since we're kind of unofficially at war with these people, is there any way we could go there and try to pull like data from their computers?
You may give it a go, of course.
I mean,
I could
Thiveron
work on
can't do
doing
that, but he definitely asks people for help doing that.
Bryn can do that, so she will.
So, I suspect Thiveron and Bryn are going onto the ship to check it out. All right then. Since if you're going to go on the computers, you can roll computers, and Thiveron, if you want to roll perception, if you want to raid the ship, that's totally fine as well.
I also want to look for any like magical items or anything like that that I would find useful. 39.
Ooh, that's nice. And you got to take magic on, right?
Yep.
Okay. It seems like their data is as much segmented as their security, and then from the time frame, it seemed to have been hanging around the Vesk system since the point where they were declared as terrorists.
Potential harboring from the Veskarium.
Were they in like a heavily populated, like right near a planet area of Vest space, or near like a quiet area of Vest space?
It seems like they were in a very quiet area of Vest space, not a very populated one.
So they're either hiding out there or doing kind of shenanigans with the Vesk.
How like specific is the info? Can we like compare to Vesk star charts and figure out if they were like near a military installation or like?
Well, Vesk don't give out that information, but I can tell you the name.
Okay.
It seems like their main location of call was they were mainly the main planet they went to was Vesk 5, but other places they just seem to stay away from.
Does the Vesk name all their? Do they just have a plain
Vesk
numerical
Prime,
system for all
Vesk
their
2.
planet? Oh god! Oh god!
Yeah, the
They're
Vesk
so
are a warrior
lame.
culture
Hang on, I'll
based
post it in
entirely
general.
So lame.
like all the planets have names given to them by their native inhabitants, but the Vesk are just like Vesk 1, Vesk 2, Vesk 3. We are all Vesk.
Yeah, that seems to be location. Data on what exactly they were doing, it seems like refueling, returning to Armada, coming from Armada. Though you do notice that the same signal, just it happens at Vesk 5. So either somehow the Tenebrous Armada are encircling Vesk 5, which would still draw heads, or something weird is going on.
Yeah, I mean, either way, something weird's going on, but we have contacts in the Veskarium now, don't we? Are any of those people
we
still
may
alive?
be able to ask Formolio to do some information gathering. He is from the Vesk area.
So yeah, that's the information you find. It seems like any mission important details they have, well, gotten rid of.
Those bastards making it so that we can't find every one of their intimate details when we search random ships of theirs.
Can I roll a culture to see what I know about Vesk 5 in general?
You may.
Yep. I want to know just like what comes to mind as being unique about the planet and its inhabitants.
Well, it's a gas giant composed of hydrogen and helium, basic thing. However, the collisions of rings cause immense, like very, very immense magnetic vortex storms. They flicker with electricity, they mess with sensors, they basically blind people for a few days, essentially, as they kick off.
So, do I also know that like the Veskarium limits people going to the planet, and that like the only people that live there are Formians, and that there's like a really big outlaw community there that illegally mines the energy clouds?
Well, I would say yes.
So would I think that there might be a connection here between like either that they're hiding out in the moons, or that the Veskarium may be sponsoring them? But I will tell the other members of the party that are here that like that happens. It's a good place to hide.
But you do find something during your search of a ship, by the way. Apart from a bunch of cargo that can be turned into UPBs, you do find a briefcase.
Oh no. Is it filled with sex change serums?
No, this looks like a very unique briefcase. It has some magical runes on it, markings along its side that only seem to come up when you push your hand across them, and it has a very nice looking lock.
Brian, would you help me open this briefcase? I'm not very good with locks.
I mean, I can help. I can do a thing. Can knock.
It is magically locked. I suppose those subject to hold pull. Oh, yeah, it pops open.
Hey.
I apologize, I didn't read the second part. Yes, you do hear click.
Are you ready for the
Open.
magical dildos?
I'm prepared for anything, Brian.
Looking back towards you, prepared for the dildos. They're gonna come
mentally,
out.
mentally, it'll be kind of like, you know, those cans where it says that it has peanuts in it, and then you open it and it's like snakes and pop out and give you a fright. It's gonna be like that, except dildos.
Oh god.
And with that, Brian dramatically flip himself in the briefcase.
Dun 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 dun. You see a few tiny ziplocked bags.
Detect magically.
Do they have powdered white substance in them?
Ah, the good shit.
Just add
Came-
3 instances of the good shit to your inventory. I'm going to attempt to identify it with mysticism and an identify spell. Boop.
I help
So
with the
plus-
mysticism.
Okay, so whatever I get plus 12. Okay, so 48.
That is the stuff you find.
Ooh, I like all of these things. Nanite capsule. Oh wait, one of these is drugs. Oh yeah, this is This is drugs. This is just drugs.
The good shit.
I mean, at least it's not party drugs, you know? This is like performance enhancing drugs. This is like.
One of it either turns you gray, makes you nauseous.
Maybe it is party drugs, damn. It makes you cry, gives you good reflex saves.
By the way, I think you've rolled enough mysticism to also discover this is the case that it's in.
These seem like a
Ooh.
good party.
I might actually give this to Aiden.
It is the ultimate smuggling device.
Exactly. The Dramata clutch.
Yes.
Ooh, how many of these nanite capsules are there?
4.
4.
I've discovered that you guys really like to be secret agents, so I'm giving you fun tools to work with here.
Yes.
That's good, yes.
But yes, you find that stuff. And over the next week and a half, you do discover around about... You know what, I'll just round it off. There you go.
Ew.
Fat stack of UPPs.
That's basically,
Big money ballers.
that's basically also what's left over of the ships down below.
Okay, I added those UPVs to the ship sheet.
Nice.
So Prava spends the whole week and a half. He's really pissed that all these people are being all like stiff and formal and shit. So Prava's gonna go around in his like kitty cat poncho, kitty cat parka, and just like be really cute and chill with people. You know, if people seem stressed, slip them some magic mushrooms. You know, just trying to be like as friendly and personable as possible, so these people stop acting all scared and weird.
Roll me... I guess diplomacy would be the correct thing? Or... yeah. So, as you're like trying to calm people down, making people try to act less formal, you do notice that when the second group of Tenebrous Guard came over, it got a bit rowdy within where they're being held, which is essentially a lounge area.
So they're being all like rowdy and difficult, the Tenebrous Guard people, or our people are being rowdy?
Not really. If you look in, you do notice that they're more or less laughing and joking around with each other. You see the captain that was hurt, that was leaking red fluid. I would say blood, but he's a SRO. He's now chatting with a guy who looks exactly like him that you saw on the other thing. You just hear like chatting away. They seem to be reminiscing.
Well, they're probably like talking about the people they lost and bringing up their memories. So I'm not going to interfere with that. They can have their little moment.
Is there anything anybody else wishes to do?
You know what? Can I take time to make everybody a moon crystal just in case with all this radiation happening? Just in case you catch us with our armor off?
Don't know what you mean.
They're only 300 credits each.
Essentially, for a week and a half will pass. The shepherds are docking with the station, and they, of course, ask for a report. You or somebody else can give it to them. Is there anything you leave out or put in, or?
No, I don't think we did anything too sketchy, did we, guys? Is there anything we should leave out?
No, I don't
It's
think there's
fine.
anything. I don't think there's anything we could leave out because, like, we have a bunch of witnesses anyway. So, like, we may
Yeah,
as well just
true,
move
true,
forward
true,
with
true.
what we did.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
while you're saying that, of course, they ask for like your identification and stuff. Well, you see the Tenebris guards starting to be led off. A few of them. You see like the captain being led off as well. He's next to his wife still, and he looks over towards you, Prava. It's like, it's a shame we never got to have that talk.
I suppose it was a busy week or so. I mean, you can always look me up afterwards, and we can.
I do not think we will be free from where we're going.
All right, then I'll look you up. Then I'll come visit you wherever you end up.
You see him like almost chuckle at that. He clearly does not believe it, but somehow it's not because of what you said. As you see, like the shepherds like drag them along, like get him to move.
This boy think he's on death row or something.
All right. So that's one branch of Tenebris Guard taken care of. Any other cleaning we can do in the galaxy? We become janitors.
I am become janitor.
We are getting
Have-
updates on the news if you want to check that from the quest log.
Yeah.
Since it's been like a week and a half.
Yeah, my boys. My symbiotes have legal status. Oh my god. You're probably gonna look up like all the information about them. Where are they staying these days? How are they doing? Do they have jobs?
Cyber stock.
It seems like they're being monitored still, of course. They still, of course, are being monitored. But they are now living in an asteroid in Vidasosa.
Oh,
And a few
just
of
like
them,
I used.
and some volunteers have been granted to have a symbiote on them.
Ooh, so there's like other people now. Are these symbiotes like still part of the hive mind, or are they like semi-independent like mine?
How I explained to you, when they leave, they're independent, but once they come back, they integrate back into the hive mind to share their experiences and all that sort of thing.
Okay, Prava feels like very defensive of the symbiotes. He's also going to cyber stalk all the people who have like volunteered to become the symbiote carriers.
You see that they're mainly
Wait.
politicians, and there's also like a few civilians that have volunteered. Yeah, Brian?
I'm a little bit worried about this footage of the Tenebris Guard getting destroyed by the Perseverance.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
If you do look, they say there was a battle between the like such and such, and you see that there is video, like basically phone footage of two Tenebris ships being destroyed by the nuclear mine.
Yeah,
Oh, dang.
From the footage, it seems like it was one of the scientists that were holding the phone.
Now, when you say that Aegis Corp made an indestructible cup, are we talking like coffee cup, athletics cup? Like what kind of?
Oh,
kind of
like a
cup
coffee cup, like a mug.
Okay.
What's the people's response to seeing the Tenebris Guard ships exploding?
The comments, it's
Yeah.
like a war in there. It's like people say, it's like, weren't they undefended? It's like, they've never done this before. It's like, I thought these guys were like heroes. Others are like, yeah, it's like, well, they're terrorists. It's like, they've done a lot of like evil and stuff like that. It's basically a lot of conflicting opinions all clashing together.
All right, guys, we might want to like chill out for a little bit and let public perception like die down and move on to next news cycle.
The general thing about public opinion is not about what you did and more about the sheer whiplash of what you did. Since this entire time, from a public view, you guys have been the kind of stereotypical heroes going, yes, we'll take this guy to prison. No, I won't just murder this guy and stuff like that.
Prava stares sadly at that news article for a few minutes before scrolling to the Aki Sun restoration and be like, Kuzon, look, your planet's in the news.
I'm in the news?
Your planet's in there. Well, I mean, maybe we are. Hold on. We're contributing a lot of tech towards that. Let's check out the article.
The information in the article does actually mention your names. actually the entire crew's names are present within the article, given that, well, the Perseverance were the ones who kicked off this effort due to the entire Dari incident. And you do see, like, they're no longer just focusing on a single spot, like the bounty, that is the green spot on Akiton. They actually now have several teams around several areas planting different terraforming places to slowly build up the area.
Ooh.
So, did you want to make your way back to the Pact Worlds, or?
No, I don't think we have anything left to do with this gas giant, and going to Absalom first is usually the quickest way to get anywhere, so.
All right then.
Yeah. I also want to check in with like the zero risk. Brian had asked Aiden previously to have his like feelers out for her uncle to see if like anything has pinged back on that.
Of course. Aiden this entire time, by the way, has been looking after his people and has been staying away from the shepherds, like he's staying out of whatever spotlight there could be. Let's see. It takes 1d6 to get to Absalom. Right, so yeah, you're going to barely have any time to do anything. You're basically going to take a nap and wake up in the Pact Worlds.
I mean, that's fine. We spent a lot of time on that gas giant. It's good to get home quickly.
It's good to be back in the world with people, you know, not just some dead giant in the middle of space. Maybe here I'll be able to find people that aren't all formal and weird with me, you know?
It's okay, Prava. It's okay. Goodness gracious.
Wow, they looked at me like I was some kind of politician. Like I was someone they had to please or else. It was gross. It was awful.
It'll either die down or get worse, so it might be something we have to get used to.
That's reassuring.
I was antennas like sag as you say that, just like
hope for the best, but prepare for the worst is the best way to go about things. So mentally prepare yourself for it, you know. But yeah, once we, you know, get home, it should hopefully be better.
This ship can't go fast enough.
So, you are now over Absalom Station.
Bring us in, Doc. Let's land, get our feet in the ground, go get a bite to eat that hasn't been sitting in our ship for a week and a half.
What, are you already tired of pizza?
It's been pizza every single night since Aiden installed that thing for Thiveron, all right? Just because different toppings doesn't make it a different meal.
Like Thiveron's bringing in pizzas for breakfast as he's saying that. Like just starts crying, drops the pizzas and runs away.
It's look, guys, it's a pizza bagel this time.
Oh, the
bagels are breakfast, right?
Yeah, this is breakfast. This is literally, it has egg on top. It's egg topping pizza bagel.
When you eat stuff from a replicator, it doesn't have that chef's love, you know? It doesn't have that special something that you get when... So go eat something that Dia made, something that my friend...
So I suspect you're going on planet and seeing Dia then?
No.
Okay.
And of course, I'm going to drag Cole around looking absolutely proud of myself. Like, look, he's here. He's not crazy. He's not just going to teleport away at the end of this next conversation.
It's like, I'm so going to be arrested.
I'm going to give him my old freebooter armor from level 2.
It's like, thanks. This raggedy old thing that you used to wear outside when you used to spacewalk on the station. I understand. He says as he's getting into it.
Now we need something for that cute face of yours.
I suspect it just comes with a helmet, so he just pulls it over like.
Oh
yeah.
I was going to offer him. She has some masks.
Well, I mean, a helmet probably wouldn't cover like his nose and jaw, so we definitely still need a mask. All right, what do you got? What do you got for him?
With like
hold on. Are these like traditional tribal masks? This is like a wooden like.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking about.
does Bryn have like different types of masks? Are they like all ranged?
Yeah, those like formal masks, like funeral masks,
Yeah.
kinds of-
Every one of her outfits has a different mask. So she's just been using the like spooky one in combat and stuff, but she's usually coordinating.
It
Just
still
different
whispers
masks
to
on
her.
her.
It still
Say,
wants
yup.
her to do cool shit.
Yep.
Do it, Bryn. Rip that person apart.
No, not today, maybe later.
Later.
She puts on one of her fancier masks.
So, yeah, essentially you have plenty of masks that you can probably lend him, and he just puts it under the part of a hood helmet of a freeboot armor. He's like, I think this works.
Perfect. Dia's gonna be so surprised.
I should really talk about clearing my name, however, while I'm here.
Yeah, totally. We'll talk to Benny about that. Ugh, Aiden has me saying that now. We'll talk to Jojo about it.
So, as you go through like security, you do get some looks as they're like looking as you're passing by the detectors, like just making sure that you're not bringing anything in you shouldn't.
Hyde's bag of weird pills and the party mushrooms and
Would the party
nuclear
mushrooms count?
bomb.
Actually, no, they wouldn't, because I don't think they even know.
Yeah, they're not a controlled substance, right? They're foreign mushrooms from a planet no one's ever heard of.
Exactly,
So,
so
how could they be illegal?
Yeah, exactly. How could it be illegal? They haven't been tested yet. Clearly, they're just for eating.
Clearly.
By the way, you do hear something as you start getting deeper on Absalom. You hear your friend Cal float back up, and he's like, I knew you would return. I have been looking after your dark palace.
Thiveron considers dispel magic, and then doesn't.
To be honest, I didn't even know he wasn't with us. How long has he been waiting here for us?
Since you left Absalom.
I see. Yes, my minion. We've had much to do, but I'm glad to be reunited with you. What news do you have for your master?
Ah, yes, I have much news. For instance, the children now fear me as their overlord.
Fear,
Yes.
not respect.
Well, every time I chase them, they run around screaming.
Is it kind of like, oh no, help, like that kind of tone?
You clearly have mimicked them quite well. You know true fear when you hear it.
Good job. Cow.
Yes.
Cow?
Cow.
Of course you remember,
I
my
remember.
name. I am the most
Of
important
course.
being in existence.
I
Hang
mean, everybody trembles when they hear the name cow.
More important than your master?
Oh, of course not. The fear that people fear of me is clearly fear of you.
Yeah, all the great fear people are probably just kind of goes quiet.
As,
It's gotten too real. It's gotten too real.
Your spider cuddles up to your like neck as you're feeling all down. It's like trying to cheer you up.
It wants to get cuddly. I don't like it.
It's very friendly with the other pets as well. You can see like
Not my nugget. Not my nugget.
you can see Thiveron's bird like sitting on like the binding of cows. He's floating in the air now. It's like, this is my floating perch now. Where are you going to now, master? Or what do you all plan to do? I should know in case things happen.
I mean, don't jinx us. Things always happen when people say stuff like that. Right now, I'm going to sate my dark hunger and then make plans for the future with my crew.
Perfect. Then I shall leave you to do such a thing. Or did you wish me to come with you?
Come along. We've been separated for too long.
Perfect. As he like floats down, Thiveron's bird flutters off and lands on Thiveron's shoulder. as Cal settles back in his book bag behind your back, pushing out like this random ass like textbook you have. You do not belong here.
This is where the most important of books goes.
I'm going to take the ship to a repair shop and start arrange to get it fixed.
I can just imagine like Kuzon like stroking the ship, like it's okay, baby, you'll be fine. You'll be fine so soon.
Imagine just like Kuzon, just like he wheels it into the repair bay, and like all the other engineers are like, it's like, you want us to get started or what? And then it goes like, give me a minute.
Give me a minute, it's okay, baby.
And I just kiss it before handing them the keys and then going.
So, as you make it back to Zero Risk, you do see like Moana there and Z as well, like still hanging around the place, enjoying their time. Moana does close the laptop as you come on in, like very hurriedly, like. Ksh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Morana, hello. Do you know, I just wanted to, not to rush you, just wanted to check in about that information about my uncle who's evil.
Oh, yes.
Evil uncle.
We have got
Who's in the galaxy.
Don't worry, we have gotten some reports.
Oh.
Yes, we set our part-timer on the job.
Who's your part-timer?
She's looking around. Aiden's not here, right? Okay, good. It's like as
I was about to be like, you got the part-timer to help with my sensitive family matter?
No, don't. You know him. Don't worry. There's like, as she says that, she's like gets on the phone. It's like, yeah, you can you come downstairs a minute? Yeah, okay. Then she puts down her communicator, and then you hear, it's like, hey, what's up? It's like,
hey, there.
I was expecting the jackal, but this is
it's like Aiden didn't want us to give him a job, but he insisted. He's still applying to a school here on Absalom, so... Anyway, you wanted to know about your uncle, right?
Yeah, just like if you've heard anything about it.
Well, we haven't heard anything directly about him, but we have heard of crystallized ships within the Dressrosa.
And where?
The asteroid belt. I think he's attempting to make crystallized ships.
That is pretty cool. Wait. Using like our home crystal? I thought that was safe.
No, just a shard he stole from your father's workshop.
Oh.
Yeah, before you ask how I know this, I contacted your family.
I know your family and my family have been cozying up.
Yeah, exactly. See? No breach of privacy here. None at all.
No.
Natural 20 sense motive.
He does feel, if you want to know, he does feel a little awkward about prying into somebody he considers more than an acquaintance into their lives. Like, it's like, is this awkward? Am I going too far? It's like, he's worried about stepping over lines.
Well, your family helped my family a lot to get established in the pack worlds. I'm very appreciative of what you guys have done, and you continue to look out for me.
I'm glad. But I can give you coordinates of, the appearances of these crystallized ships. You may be able to track him down from there.
That would be lovely. I have a feeling it'd be hard to miss crystal ships. Kind of a rare sight.
They are bright pink.
My favorite kind of crystal.
Yes. Seems like the shard that you took was, more akin to the one you have on the end of your staff. Though...
You would think you would lie low.
Yes, you would think so as well. Though I think he may have gone a bit in the head. I have some footage from battles between your parents and him. It seems like his own children abandoned him after he started showing signs of mental instability.
Oh no. Oh, is he going to? Oh gosh, I forgot. Oh no, I forgot the name. Oh no, I forgot the name.
So he's just standing there, his bright trying to remember basic details about her
You just
race.
start screaming, "Why am I like this?"
It's been
Study's
so
not going well.
long.
But yeah.
Exile.
Yeah, turning exile. May
Oh
have been
gosh, it's
from the sheer stress of the situation and his proximity with Crystal.
yeah, that's very likely. And if there's no one to look after him as he descends into the state, he might just become this unstoppable crazy monster.
Well, it's not my place to judge. Who knows? He may have been like this for a good while and no one noticed. I heard there's some sort of recluse in your family.
All the lines are making sense.
Everything's coming together.
So it's all of the puzzle pieces. Reclusive, crazy uncle coming back to bite us in the ass.
That's all the details I can get for you. Thankfully, I know the location of broken up crystallized ships, so you should be able to find evidence around there if you look.
Yeah, this will be very helpful. Thank you so much for your help, Zane.
No problem, no problem. He's like, I'm gonna go get a snack. If there's anything else you need, just call me.
Will do.
And he goes off, and Marnie goes, yeah, he's quite a good employee. Again, don't tell Aiden.
Yeah, Aiden would be pissed.
But anyway, if that's all, then I'll get back to work.
Sounds good.
She smiles and then opens up her laptop, switching from a video she was watching.
Is she on YouTube?
Did you want to try catching a glimpse of what she was watching?
Yeah.
Perception.
I'm snooping.
Snooping princess.
Oh shit.
Oh Lord, here she goes snooping again.
Snoop, gotta see. There's the button.
There's a button. You
I have too many oh damn it.
The only thing you managed to catch a glimpse of is the fact that it was a news site.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not nearly as exciting.
What were you hoping for exactly?
Yeah, you never know. Could be something interesting.
What were you
I
thinking?
don't think Marana's the X videos at work type. I think she's like back at her apartment, but hey.
Succubi are us.
I'm not saying she was. I was
my
just
God.
very curious.
Yeah, you're just hoping she was. I see.
Okay then. Before we go on to somebody else, did anybody here want to take a quick break? Since it's almost 5?
Yes, food and feeding
Yeah.
the cat would be
Yes.
helpful.
Alright,
Get some water.
let's take a break. Yeah, okay, nice. Yeah. But, yeah, is there anything else you want to do on Absalom before you head off?
Spend some capital to make some money carting some supplies between us and our station.
Yeah, I'll do some rolls to buy trade goods and then.
What type of trade goods are you looking to buy and trade off of your station? Because remember, there are
Can we analyze the market?
Since you're... Yeah, you can, sure.
I've got a plus 19 culture.
Yeah, I got a plus 20 culture.
I'll aid you then.
What do they need on a Lackyton these days?
I'll aid you. Thiveron ascends.
No, you rolled first. I think whoever rolls first is the one.
Oh, I see how it is. I see, yeah. I see. Don't worry, you can check up on the boards. Basically, you're like typing away. It's like, yeah, Absalom doesn't really need anything. You could always buy and sell at base rates here. But Akiton, what it's really lacking is things like anything to do with terraforming, food, stuff that Aiden would normally lack in that regard, or is currently.
Yeah, we
demand.
just wanted to identify what would be most profitable.
Yeah, the most profitable would probably be terraforming devices.
Cool.
Like
I'm gonna
environmental
dump
stuff.
15k into terraforming devices.
This is called artificial inflation, and I think it's illegal since you're the ones who caused that jump in the demand. But sure. It's like,
I mean,
but
we
it's like,
also
I
produce
can be saved, and it's like all your fault. Okay, right. So 36,000, right?
Yep.
250. 36,250.
Right. So if that's what you're going to be doing,
Money, money, money.
as you enter into the drift with your cargo, you are flying through the purple expanse of the drift, the normal bits and pieces of land that have been sucked in. You see this one area that looks like a very large piece of mountain. There's a few abandoned towns on it, and the like. You see that they are long since empty, some even crumbling to dust. But as you are traveling through the drift, as you are flying past that giant piece of rock, suddenly all the sensors on your ship kick off at once. Warnings. Everything panics. Even Noel is shaken. As at that moment, you see something fly past your ship. It's almost as if it's a giant spike splitting through the drift itself, passing by, just barely avoiding your ship, before finally slamming into the giant piece of rock, turning it into nothing but dust in the expanse of the drift.
Was that aimed at us?
We're in the drift. How does anything attack us in here?
As you say that, Noel focuses the sensors and cameras outside of the ship on where it came from. And right there, you see an almost ripped apart hole, almost like fabric itself was ripped in two. A portal the size of your ship, and inside a being just as big and intimidating, though you are sure it's just perspective, as there, standing with crossed arms over your very ship, stands this person in front of a smoking, large capital gun.
Oh no.
God damn it.
The rift that had been broken open slowly starts to stitch itself back together. General Vyzen looking down at your ship, almost as if it was a threat. Perhaps some sort of revenge for what happened. The helmeted eyes never leave your ship until the very last piece of fabric closes. Your sensors no longer detect anything wrong with the space that just happened. Now is empty and quiet once more.
How do they find and target us? That would be insane drift math. Sorry, Brian.
No, I think it's clear they have the sling working now.
Yeah, that would be the only thing that would allow them to do something like that.
You do see Cole go, well, Josiah did warn us that they may have some power, but he did say it would still take a very long time for them to get full power to the sling.
Even with that much power, like, how did they find us? It took our boy, like, weeks of math to calculate drifts based on logs of their jumps, and these guys just managed to pick the exact inch of drift space we were in to. It's terrifying.
Yeah, I mean,
You don't have anything of theirs you brought on, did you?
I mean, we probably always had something that belonged to them in our cargo hold at any given time, considering how often we steal things from them. Like, isolating that down would be difficult.
Half of what we own used to be theirs.
Well, I'm not saying that they're tracking you, but it's possible they use something. But still, if a sling is able to pick up such things through dimensions, that's still frightening.
I'm going to have to do a comb over of everything on the ship and try to keep an eye out for any errant signals.
Did you want to do it on the way to your station?
Yeah, we'll get started on at least.
Well, what's our travel time? How much time is it going to take us? Did you roll over that? Tell us that.
It's in system, so it's 1 day again.
I mean, that's not a
We
full
need him to
time for
drive
like
slower.
the cavity search audit I want to do. We can spend some time on the space station doing it too. Let's get started immediately.
So, just to remind you what the Benefactor warned you of, it's like, it's possible they could, like, have some power to it, but it's not the full devastation.
Right.
So at least planets aren't going to go missing. You may do your audit if you desire. That would, of course, be perception for your investigation of a ship.
Yeah.
All right,
mean,
guys,
since-
it's time to Marie Kondo our ship. We've got too much clutter. You have to put everything in piles and hold it to your chest and see if it brings you joy, and if it is cursed. And if it's either cursed or does not bring you joy, you let it go.
Since we are on our space station and like have our people here, could we get our organization to assist us and have them like roll to help our perception checks?
Yes, they cannot fail to not aid you, so that would be a +2 to everybody. From like
Okay.
everybody being
Wonderful.
given their aid
Yeah.
action, because you got like your friends and all your people coming along. It's like, sir, what's this I found in your room? The hell?
Oh no, you don't go in that drawer.
Ma'am, is this a curse mask? It keeps
No,
telling me to kill things.
I don't know what you're talking about. It is a heirloom of my people, and how dare you make such assumptions
But
about
ma'am, you said about
culture
cursed
that you
artifacts.
don't understand.
But ma'am, you said about cursed artifacts and not keeping them.
This one brings me joy.
Oh, okay, I understand. Let's see. You go through the ship. Overall, you going through. You, of course, noticed the still locked down computer that you basically chopped off from the rest of the systems and stuffed in the corner of the ship by this point. And all the runes are still marked throughout the ship. The only real thing is one of your new halls, as mentioned slightly before, was the small phase translocator. It basically telling you where phase control is. But the device attached to it seems to have modified its function a little, Kuzon. You noticed that from your observations.
Oh no.
If you wish to know what it is, then I'm gonna need let's see, what would be nice for this one? Would it be physical science?
Do your roll, Kuzon, and I'll aid you with that.
I help. Oh.
I put points in that too.
Oh, nice.
Kuzon's a scientist. You guys never knew. This item was cobbled together to act like an almost prototype. As you see, it doesn't have a proper shell to it, the bits and wires are poking out, but it seems to act like an orbital beacon, sort of like what you place down so ships in orbit can bombard an area with accuracy. It seems like this may do the same thing, but with opening portals, such as, well, telling the sling where exactly to shoot.
Well, I'm going to make sure. I guess it doesn't matter if they know it's here because it's not like our station is secret. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in like a Faraday box or a Faraday cage.
So keeping the device together and locking it up in like one of your like facilities.
Yeah, just make it so that it's like a box or something that the signal can't pass through very easily.
Mm-hmm. I think you would be able to find that without having to do a roll, to be honest. Like, you probably have something set up here, you just put it inside a cage, lock it up. You see some of the scientists looking around it going, what an interesting small device.
I want one.
It might be real fun someday to like dump that, like use our boarding pod to put that in an enemy ship and bait them into shooting at us.
Use it against them. Perfect.
Well, even if they even if we could stick it in a ship and use it just to chase them, I don't think we could do it like as precisely as the sling, but if we could sneak this onto a ship, they wouldn't be able to get away from us. It's like put it in like half a wedge of a lead box inside of a Faraday cage. I'll tinker with it and try to figure out how it works and see if I can turn it on over a little bit.
So you're basically seeing if it works, but also keeping contained so nothing can actually hear the beacon.
Yeah. Trying to avoid like signaling back home in case they have something like a tamper monitor or something like that that would warn them that somebody is like fucking with it.
Fair enough. So you're basically seeing if it works, but also keeping contained so nothing can actually hear the beacon.
Yeah. Trying to avoid like signaling back home in case they have something like a tamper monitor or something like that that would warn them that somebody is like fucking with it.
You are going to be able to manage to do that, and well, I'm going to need an engineering check to see if you can get it functional again without,
Talk to me.
I can assist. I think I have an automatic success
Whoa.
assisting engineering.
So, with Bryn and
Yeah, you
Kuzon
would.
conducting all these unique experiments, you probably see like Bryn is probably putting some like unique crystals along the edge of the cage to dampen the effects of the dimensional locator. You also have like you fixing up the little bits and pieces within the device as well, probably using your magic to aid when you need to. And when you manage to switch it on, the computers that you set up to detect do detect that it's attempting to send out almost like a small, barely noticeable pulse. But this pulse, despite being barely noticeable in the actual reality you're in, does manage to travel through several quote-unquote close realities next to it.
It's a transplanar locator beacon.
Well, we'll spend some time doing that. If it, yeah, that'd be a fun project. Raison also hasn't shown me what his big project was that he would build, but Kuzon didn't say anything about it. It'll be ready when it's ready. So I'm going to spend a day to analyze sample. So I'm just gonna spend some time. I might have Raison work with me in the lab. We'll make it a father-son project to figure out how to burn things using a lens. We'll like set up like a big old light emitter and just like analyze the properties, roast some marshmallows.
We gotta test if there's like a difference between like real natural light and Prava's bullshit magical light, We brought Dia with us on this trip, didn't we? Isn't she coming to set up her branch here?
Yes, she is.
I'm gonna do some diplomacy work / abuse my authority to try and find her like the hottest shop on the station, like the area with the most foot traffic, the area with the best.
See, abusing one's
Nepotism.
authority.
Yeah, what's the point of being in charge of something if you're not gonna give kickbacks to your friend? You know, you gotta.
Of course, you gotta have it right in the promenade or something like that. You know, right in the middle of everything.
No, where like the hardest workers are, where the hungriest people on the station are, we're putting your shop right there. Right?
Where the hungriest people are. Would you like to answer the survey? Where do you find that you're the most hungry when you're walking around?
I mean, you know, anyone doing physical labor, by the machine shops, you know, by the.
It's true. Well, yeah, that's the key. Is you gotta be convenient enough to like the workshop where everybody goes there in their lunch break.
Yeah, exactly.
So essentially, if you want to do that, then I'm gonna need Gene roll. That's also you, Kuzon, as well for studying the lens. I think you would be able to like get Dia a nice little spot among like basically the market way where everybody first walks down into your station. It's like you can get a nice little shop on the side.
Perfect.
And Kuzon, this lens seems to be a rather intense focuser weaponry. As you test it out, it seems like laser fired through this device would travel much farther and, well, keep its intensity.
We can cook marshmallows from one end of the lab all the way to the other. I mean, we know somebody who can just Aiden's parents already do weapon manufacturing. We'll just just do it through
No,
that.
that's true. We could send it off to Rory and get her to make us a. Rory, look at this tech. Invent us a new fancy laser gun, please.
Is it patented? Can I patent it?
I don't think it would be patented, but again, it would basically mean that you admitting to making weaponry.
I do.
Also, we kind of stole the tech, technically.
It's slightly different from making human-sized weapons and then making a weapon that's specifically designed to shoot through an orbital bombardment. You know, it's like the difference to make who made a machine gun? Oh, this guy. Who made the nuclear warhead? Oh, this guy.
Yeah, we gotta send Akiton a message. I'm tired of their shit.
Get better.
I put up with Akiton for too long.
Oh, speaking of, can we see from orbit like the new green areas? Are they starting to spread well, or are they? Or is it
Yes,
still in the queue?
they are currently. You can see like little patches, some squiggly lines of green starting to form. There's even some green on the great crater that had been forming, like the giant crater where Mios was. You see that there's some green along the edges of that as well.
We're like walking through this hallway here, and all of a sudden Prava just kind of looks out the window and kind of stops and grabs Kuzon and picks him up and holds him up to the window. Like, look.
It's like, Prava, I get it. Dia's noodles are good. Oh, hello. Nice.
You can see like advertisements on the like billboard above the entrance to a promenade. See it like advertising. It's like, try to make for Agaton a green, peaceful world once more. And starts listing off all the people that are getting involved.
I mean, green seems pretty possible, but let's hold out hope on the peaceful for just for now.
It's just going to be green paradise world, but with a lot of fucking bandits.
Have I gotten any like updates on the? Actually, yeah, 'cause I'm kind of curious if they've been running to anything with like the plants or anything like that. I forget what it was called. It's been so long.
Oh, you mean the word your GM can't pronounce despite naming it that? But yeah, you mean the sentient plant being? Yes. They have more or less continued to look after it, and they are communicating it more like actual people now. So the whole religious center is starting to crumble a bit, despite the chief's grumblings about it.
Like they're kind of becoming very casual about being a plant and not, it's just harder to maintain like professionalism. It's just I want to be a plant.
It's like before, it's like, oh, do not enter the cave to disturb the god sort of deal. But now it's like, where are the kids? Oh, they're off playing with like Hemo fans. It's like,
because all the plant monster wanted was friends. Didn't want to be worshipped. And now they know. We told them all about that. We set them straight. Now it's just a member of their community.
And with the support of actual technology, it seems like the village is like very stable now.
I probably gave them like a reasonable amount of weapons to defend themselves with. I'll like airdrop a game console to the rest of my kids there for their birthdays. Just like an indestructible cube, just like drop it. just like run all the calculations and then just drop it from orbit so it crashes into their front step.
If you try to talk with Raison, if you try talking with Raison, he says that his project isn't ready yet, but it will be, and he thinks you will like it.
Good. I'm going to, and then last thing I'll do is I'm going to fix the lens to the laser weapon for now, or the Alicia.
All right, then you can do that for now. I'd say it would take a bit of time, of course, so you're pretty much stuck on the station while the ship is being refitted. And as you are,
I need to be here while it happens.
You do notice a few things like going on around the station that may catch your eye. For instance, there's a shepherd ship parked in one of your docks.
Are we talking like a 1 to 5 cruise ship or like a 20 cruise ship or like?
No, it's small. So it's smaller than your ship. It's around about a 3-person ship. It looks about.
Okay.
Almost like a space truck.
We're like a diplomatic crew and not like enforcement of any.
Maybe. I would say it's more like a patrol car of a shepherd. You know, they go there, first response, they park themselves, and they go and check out the scene.
Cool. I'm gonna contact our staff, our security, and ask about the shepherd's business here, if they had any business with us, or if they were just in the area patrolling and restocking. Just looking for information on why they're here.
From our understanding, it seems like they were, looking for something. They said they had no proper business here, but it's a little, as you may say, suspect. They were clearly trying to see about something here. That's my personal opinion, understand, boss?
Yeah, I get you. Black ops, off the record kind of stuff they're doing here. Stuff that they don't necessarily want to be telling us about.
I mean, it sounds like we have to go and figure out what they're doing.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, maybe, okay. You go figure out what they're doing. I'm gonna maybe meet with them directly. I want to ask them about the prisoners that were taken away, and if I can set up a. I don't know. I promised to visit that guy, so I want to know what's gonna happen to him.
So you want to go and try tracking them down?
Yeah.
Let's see. You could easily track them down from your people. I mean, it's not like you're gonna hide it from you. They're just gonna go, oh yeah, they went down that way, and eventually you do see one of them standing at a small intersection in your station, basically by an elevator. And this is what they look like.
Oh no, they're really cool. Oh damn it.
Their normal uniform, of course, is either classic red or blue.
Oh no, they're hot.
Now I must flirt with them. Oh dear God, no.
The burdens that we must live with.
Oh shit.
Greetings, Shepherd. Welcome aboard our station.
The lymph alien looks down towards you, the small teal crest on the back of side of their head move back a little, almost defensively, before speaking up. Hello. I take it you are Prava?
That's right, yeah.
We did not know you would be on the station.
Yeah, we barely know where we're going most of the time. It's a nice coincidence we managed to run into each other, though. I've been looking to follow up with some of your people on, have you heard about the incident we were involved with?
I could bring up the incident if you desire, and quickly study it and see if I heard anything.
Please do. I'd like to ask some questions if you have any access to information.
You can see her bring up a small, screen. The data is unseeable to you, but the small, graphics in the air are barely noticeable. What is it you wish to know?
No, I'm just wondering how they're going to resolve that incident. If the Shepherds have plans with the prisoners, what the conviction's like for this sort of
They have been shipped to. Well, it
They're
cannot
going
be.
to prison.
They cannot be disclosed.
Understood. Would you be able to file a visitation request?
I apologize, but this prison does not allow visitations. It is for hardened criminals, terrorists against the Pact Worlds. Its location is not available in public.
Understood. Definitely not something I could ask a ground-level agent like you about. I understand. I'll follow up with your higher-ups if I plan to pursue this further.
But other than that, you see, she drops down the holographic tablet. Other than that, we are currently investigating unlawful practices within this station.
Was in this station? We got good people here. Who'd be operating unlawfully?
It is less about the activity and more about what's being shipped. And she brings up, she pings all your AR available devices, basically asking you permission to show you something in private.
Hell yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it, except...
As she brings up, it's you recognize something, Prava, since you, and Thiveron as well, since you both lived in Spike. As you bring up something, what they bring up is essentially what appears to be a scrapped together sporting arena that was popular in the Spike on Absalom, probably still is. Think of it more like a very physical version of rugby or basketball. Essentially, it was colloquially named a few things in the Spike. One of them was kill ball, one was rough ball, stuff like that. You essentially got points. You essentially got points for knocking down your opponent, but also scoring if you decided to do that.
Which, let's face it, most of the goons in this sport don't. It's basically just punch club.
True, but there were punishments if you killed someone. They wouldn't defend you if you did. So there wasn't much death. It was maiming, lost teeth, such and such. And yes, and according to our information, one of these arenas has opened up here.
People are playing Dentist's Dream on my station.
Well, it is not illegal in and of itself.
That doesn't mean it's not barbaric.
True. But our real concern isn't the arena. That is up to you as the station's owner, manager. But it is the indication of drugs that were involved. You see, we recently discovered on Absalom a few of these arenas using body enhancement drugs. There had been a person going around the area, and she brings up a picture. Thiveron, could you roll me perception?
Swear to God, Ilaria.
Thiveron's sister selling drugs in her space station.
Of course, she's probably assuming that you can either see or thinks you're one of your deaf kind, but as she's trying to show you this holographic picture, you do notice something a little weird about her. You notice that she is in fact using such drugs herself. Well, not the same drugs she's probably talking about, but her suit does have injectors. Given your 360 sight, you can detect these. The faint smell of the drugs seems like her suit is designed to enhance her combat ability.
I apologize, Master Steward, but for one, I lack sight to be able to view this holographic image, and two, are you not using some of these yourself?
You can see that she's a little taken aback by that. It's like, no, she doesn't show it all that visibly. She just almost lean back. She's like, how could you? Anyway, they're combat enhancers. I am the physical force, just in case we encounter anybody. My physiology allows me to resist certain effects.
I'd be interested to know on what moral grounds you'd be able to prosecute others, even if they don't experience the same addictive effects. It's not a judgment, simply I would like to view it from your perspective.
I suppose it's the difference between buying a gun from a gun shop, tested, refined within a government-approved facility, and backyard guns made in somebody's workshop.
So you're saying yours are produced en masse while theirs is
Ours is
simply made.
produced safely and not given to random people.
So we got amateur chemists producing drugs in some unknown location and coming here and subjecting our people to them to see what happens?
Yes, so far we have been attempting to follow the elf you saw in the picture. But
Elf?
Prava's gonna look real close at this picture. He's gonna
that's a good picture, but they're a bit too disguised. Very nice disguise though.
Ooh, I've always wanted to do this. Kuzon's gonna touch the picture and say enhance, and then look at it real close.
Enhance. You at least can point out some consistencies. For instance, the evidence on the elven ear where an earring is missing, the length of hair, the certain way that it's dressed, and of course, since you actually saw it before, the biomechanical hand that the person has.
Thiveron, your sister's sus.
Oh god.
Kuzon, shh. Do you have any leads on who this elf might be, or is it just an anonymous elf that you're...
So far, the evidence we have collected is that she's at every scene in the aftermath. We have not been able to locate her, however.
You see, so no ties to any known alias or any...
No, afraid not, other than the fact that she may have been involved within the infection incident. But even then, witnesses did not seem to want to report on it.
Is Ilaria still on the station? Like he's speaking telepathically.
Would she still be able to... I know she came to the station at one point.
I know we offered her a job.
That is true. She worked at Zero Risk right now as their doctor. So I'm wondering if she's there or here right at this moment.
Oh, well then I will just try to give her a phone call.
And you do? She picks up right away. And you can see her currently on Absalom. Like, you can see the Zero Risk behind, like, people behind her. She's like, hello?
Hello, Ilaria. I'm going to patch you through to my party's communicators. We have a disturbing report from a steward claiming that we may need your expertise. You see, there seems to be an elf running around our crew here on the space station above Akiton, distributing illicit performance-enhancing drugs. And you being more medically inclined than me, I was wondering if you could aid in our investigation.
Of course. Do you want to send me the picture?
Thiveron will send her the picture.
As you send her a picture, it's like, oh, that's me.
That is you.
Yes, that is correct.
Not to alarm you, sister, but this picture is currently the lead being investigated by the stewards. I believe that means that they suspect you of being the prime suspect.
Concerning.
You're so polite when you're telling somebody that they broke the law.
I don't know, I like their dynamic. They're literally going, yes, I seems like I'm known by the law. Yes, sister, of course. Well, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but I am not involved in distributing any drugs. I mean, apart from the aspirin. But there is... Oh, I trust you completely,
Press
sister.
F to doubt.
I don't even have to look to know what he just rolled.
So Thiveron doesn't he doesn't think that she's a part of it, but he knows that she's done things without telling him about it before. So
Oh, she is hiding something, but you can already tell that she's probably about to give up ghost, even if you press her just a little.
Alaria, if you are involved in any way, it would be best for you to tell me now.
So be it. I discovered that my old master, I suppose you could call them, the one who taught me my bioengineering skills, or at least I learned from them, was still alive. Seems
Really?
like the body that they left behind may have not been them in the first place. Or maybe some sort of clone, I don't know. But it seems like they're peddling their wares, and I had been going to the locations to find evidence. But it seems like I've been mistaken for the one who, well, committed these crimes.
Well, I will let the stewards know of this. Hopefully they can interview you on Absalom so that you can be cleared of suspicion.
I would like to remind you that they may start looking into me if they try that. How about this?
At least it will...
Be a good
Go
brother
ahead.
and investigate with them. Perhaps you can find evidence of the real one who's doing this.
That was exactly my idea. I just figured in the meantime you could at least cooperate that way. If it came to that, you would at least have that.
Well, I don't know about... Oh, the signal's going out, brother. I can't talk anymore. Goodbye.
Alaria? Hello?
She like turns off the phone, like communicate.
Kuzon, did we switch our plan from Verizon?
I see. Slash
No, I've
Horizon.
been... Kuzon just kind of like shrugs like, no, I've been stealing from Telus this whole time.
Well, I knew we should have switched to Star TNT.
Is the station's net just hijacking the local area net? So yeah, there's a station like a few hundred miles that way that I've just logged into.
We can afford to pay for internet service. We don't need to like bootleg.
But there's this one dickhead in Akiton who has not changed his Wi-Fi password, and why would I ever?
Yeah, Prava's been like distracting her. Old Thiveron's on the phone, like chatting her up, asking about her fancy armor, you know. So this is custom made for you guys? Who's your provider? Who builds these?
These are the SWAT uniforms that we use. I am Officer Shell, and, well, many of our equipment is based on bidder. So, this equipment may have been made by any number of manufacturers. So I wouldn't know personally, I swear.
Gotcha. You know, when your contract needs to be renewed, I would consider Aegis Corp. They do a little better than the standard armor, you know.
I did hear that they specialize in protective systems, so I make sure to have a look when I can.
Yeah, for an organization focused on, you know, defending people like yours, the Aegis umbrella is a great.
She gives like a affirming nod.
All right, well, thank you for your time. I'm very concerned about the drugs in this station, so if we could work together on this investigation, that'd be ideal for us.
Of course. I will tell my partner to be ready for you then. If you wish, you can follow these directions in order to reach the Killball pit.
Please do. I want to see this blood bowl for myself.
Blood Bowl. But, yes, just saying now, maybe don't, spread your authority too much. You may have chased away the people we're after.
Don't worry, I'll just look curious, you know. I'm not going to go in acting like anything's wrong. I'll play it like.
Fair enough. If you wish to disguise yourself, then you may, but even so, just be a little careful. It can be a bit rough down there.
I'm from the Spire, hon. Rough? This will be nothing.
Oh, I see. You can see that she's genuinely surprised by the fact that you're from the Spire.
I've seen Kill Ball. I've seen drugs. You know, rough neighborhoods. Got nothing on the Spire.
I honestly would not have expected you were from a Spire. You seem a little too put together, I suppose.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, sir, you must understand, not the most law-abiding citizens come from the Spire.
I mean, people of all kinds are born down there, you know? It's a rough neighborhood, and it breaks some people, but some people it forges them stronger.
I'll believe you. After all, you're evidence of that.
Prava's built different.
Well then, head down this elevator. I'm ready here in case anything happens to jump straight down after you.
Noted.
Do not worry, I'll pay for the doors.
You better. Those are important doors.
Prava's gonna pop a race-changing chocolate and head towards the blood bowl.
Race-changing chocolates. Does anyone else want to disguise themselves in such a manner?
You know what? That'd be fun. Do you get to choose what you become, or do you just become
Nope.
something?
You just Ash rolls it, and he has a big chart for it, don't you?
So are we gonna undercover boss these people?
Yep.
I guess here's the question:
I do kind of want to disguise myself as the biggest, buffest looking creature in all of creation. Chocolate change like your stats to be that race stats, or is it just cosmetics?
It's basically size, and it gives you the sort of abilities, but it doesn't change anything modifier or health wise.
I'm not even going to mention how how much we're basically betraying our crew's trust here.
Yeah,
how actually kind of fucked up this is. Actually, you know what? Thinking of that, I don't think Thiveron would do that, so he's not going to take one of the chocolates.
I mean, we're not gonna catch them and be like, aha! You're just going down.
I know, but we're still violating their privacy. He doesn't really like the idea of that.
All right, fair enough. Riforians.
Oh, okay. Right, so...
Riforians are cool.
Oh, I'm the furry elves from Aiden's planet. I see.
Yeah,
Am I a summer or a winter version?
I'd say you get to pick that version if you want.
I'm a
well, hold on. It would only make sense for it to be the one that's currently in season, right? Otherwise, it'd be super sus.
Yeah. So the winter one.
So winter, yeah.
And
that is really weird. I have true sight for things that are alive, and I have blind sight out to 60 feet for vibrations, but I don't.
Now you know what Thiveron feels like.
Prava's hearing's really good all of a sudden. So Prava's just his ears keep twitching. And he's looking around all jumpy, what was that? What the hell was that? That creaking? What?
So Thiveron, you wanted to just go as yourself, but more or less carry yourself in the Spire sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Prava's sex doesn't exist in other species, so what did I get?
What did you want to... do you want 2 to be male? Yeah, let's go for 2 male. Let's see. You're female.
Oh, okay, I'm female?
Oh, if you want to roll, then you're male. Sorry, I thought you wanted to roll for it.
No, you rolled first. I didn't know if you wanted me to roll, so I'll take your roll. I think it'll be funnier to be like a little furry elf girl, just because like when Prava inevitably gets intense.
It's like, oh hey, now I know what Bryn feels like.
Oh my god, dog.
See, you should have tried it, You should have tried it, Joe. See if you could turn into a small race, and then you'd understand what it's like to be Kuzon.
Aren't Akashtis medium size?
They have a weird life cycle where, like, if they don't mate, they just get like more bestial, and they just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I wonder if there's like members of their species that like put off their consummation just to like be big and swole, you know? Just like let themselves go a little crazy for a little while just to be a beefcake.
Yeah,
I mean, definitely. That definitely has to exist.
Kuzon probably could have been like that if he accepted the plant's power.
I still have that fruit. I'm just saving it.
This is what
Oh, the uplifted bears!
I am
The
bear.
bear.
You're an uplifted bear. Okay, you got exactly what you wanted. You wanted to be big and tough.
Well, she got Reptoid and then used the Reptoid racial to further disguise herself as a third race. So,
Oh, what the
How
heck?
deep
What?
does this go? How deep does this go?
how long does the chocolate last again? Apparently I don't have that in my notes.
Yeah, 1d6 hours. Oh, you've got 1 hour of transformation juice.
God damn it.
Sure, that'll do. That's some upbeat music.
I did this.
Dear God.
As you go down to the location, you hear the music rocking out as suddenly you hear "Welcome to Cuba!" and you hear the crowd cheering.